Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Okay, Scott from SD Mountain Man asked me about my little bowl, transfer bowl. Yeah, and this will be just a short one. Andrew made the handle for me, and there it is there. The original bowl was a copper little bowl I bought off eBay. I'm not sure how much I paid for it. It wasn't much. It was about $10 or $15 for the copper bowl. And then I was using the copper bowl and I was picking it up with I putting the gear in there and picking it up with my tongs, transferring it. And then Andrew said, why don't you put a handle on it? And then when I went over there one day and he just did it for me. So yeah, fantastic. He put it in the forge, bent it up, and then we just drilled a couple of holes and pinned it. So it's got two little brass pins, if you see there, and we just pinned it there. If you didn't have a forge, I'm pretty sure you would be able to make this out of a bit thinner material and just bend it up using brute strength and then drill it and then pin it. You don't have to use, if you just use copper, which we didn't have to put this in the forge. You could do it all without having to do it in the forge. But obviously Andrew's got a forge, so he heated this up and then just bent it so that it sits nice. It's a really, really good idea. If you're going to do like Fatwood Fridays in the manger, it's really hard to fire sparks into a manger without spilling everything. I think the transfer bowl is a fantastic idea, and once you put a little handle on it with the little S shape like that, the bowl sits there. You can just put your gear in it and then fire it in, because you can pin your ferro rod in there and fire into it, pick it up, hold it, whatever, and transfer your fire around. And I've often put gear in there, fire it into it, and then just hold it and have it in there burning, and it's away you go. It's really easy to do, and to tell you the truth, it's not a hard thing. You would not have to, if you made this out of a little bit thinner stainless steel, you can bend it just using brute strength. Just put it in a vise and just bend it. Get a pair of pliers and bend it around. You don't have to use the thicker, like I think that's about 5 mil. Would be starting to get pretty hard to bend it if you didn't heat it up and then start bending it. You could do it, but you'd have to do some grunt work with it. But that's the shape of it, so that it sits without falling over, and it's quite stable. I fire ferro rods into it and it doesn't spill or anything like that. So it's a really good shape, and it's easy to hold on to and everything like that. But if you used a slightly thinner, get 2 mil or 3 mil, still substantial enough to hold on to, you can easily bend that stuff with pair of pliers or whatever. And just, yeah, the only thing is, and even the thinner stuff, you can flatten the tip out without having to heat it up. You just put it on a bit of metal, hard bit of metal, hit it with a hammer. It'll flatten out. It doesn't take much to flatten them out. Like, you'll be surprised at how easy it is. Then center punch it and drill it. It's pretty easy. Whack a couple of, and then put a bit of copper in it and flatten it out. It's pretty easy to pin it, and away you go. If you don't worry about pin it, put a couple of bolts in it, little screws in there, and just bolt it in there. It doesn't matter what it, but yeah. So, but that's my little transfer bowl. I'm really happy with it, and I will not go over to anything else. This is going to be doing me for a long time. The copper's getting burnt, but that's the way it goes. It's going to last me a long time anyway. But that's my little thing, because I had this other bigger one, and it's yeah, it's too big, and this one's perfect. So yeah, it works really well. So that's that. But Scott asked me about that just a bit. I just wanted to showcase it a little bit more, give you a better look at it, around it, you know. So yeah, that's the shape of it, and the 2 copper pins in there. It's just a flattened bit at the end there. We just drilled it, and then it's that shape there. Anyway, that's my transfer bowl that I use to put fire in it, and then I transfer it to wherever I go. Or I quite often put a little fire in there, and when I do my 2 for Tuesdays, I quite often put a fire in that, and then I'll just fire in there. Anyway, thanks for watching.